David Taub with JV Wire here with Drew Bessinger. He's running for Clovis City Council. He has a lot of experience in the police department in Clovis and a couple other cities in Fresno County. Drew, I guess the most basic question, why do you want to be a Clovis councilman?
Well, when I moved up here in 1984 to take a job at Fresno State at the police department, I wanted to live in a town that I could raise my small children in, that was safe, had nice neighborhoods, had a small town feel, and had great schools. That's Clovis. Clovis at its core. 32 years later, I have a 17-month-old granddaughter. I want her to have the same opportunities that my kids did. The council in the next 2 to 4 years will make decisions that will directly affect what Clovis looks like in 10 years. And I want to make sure that's a good town for Blake.
So what do you see those decisions being? You know, obviously public safety is always important, and also just the growth of the city, the rate, where you put the houses, where you put the businesses. So what are your views on that?
Well, there's a couple of things. One is our public safety services took a big hit during the recession. When I was at the police department, we had 116 police officers in 2004, and when I left in 2009, we had 93. So we need to rebuild to make sure that we have the staffing to deal with that. With growth, we're going to need to put a new fire station in and staff that fire station. So those are the kind of the public safety issues. With growth issues, we're looking to push both north and continue east. That leaves some core areas, specifically south of Shaw Avenue and west of Clovis, that continue to kind of decline. Through code enforcement and some incentives for growth and building, there's some areas in there that we can build out that'll improve property values and also help the Shaw Corridor commercial areas.
So would you be more, likely to build, approve more homes, or would you go slow growth? What's the best way for the future of Clovis?
When we build homes, we have to make sure that we don't outpace our ability as a city to serve the people who are there. So if we grow, and we dealt with this back in the early 90s, we had a spat of growth. We had streets that weren't even marked because the building department didn't have time to get to that. And that was difficult on the cops and the firemen because these were streets that didn't have any Clovis roots like Everglade. So we'd be up in the northern part of town and we wouldn't really be able to say exactly where we were. We can't let that happen again. So we have to make sure that whatever we do, we pace it in properly so that we don't get too far ahead of ourselves. And I think that's really important.
And what are the other big issues you see for Clovis in the next 2 to 4 years?
Well, we need to do a better job bringing some businesses in that are going to be employers, retail businesses that we're going to get some sales tax revenue from. And there's some exciting stuff that is going on right around the hospital. They're getting ready to redivide some lots. There's going to be commercial, hotel, and medical, associated medical right around there. And those are going to be good paying jobs. Those people will want to live in Clovis, and we need to build houses for them, but we also need to make sure that we have the services going.
Now, why do you think Clovis has the reputation of kind of business-friendly, family-friendly, public safety-friendly, when Fresno doesn't?
For years, we would refer to Fresno as our neighbors to the west, and we need to be a better regional partner, because we share borders. We need to be better stewards of our relationships both ways. But Clovis the school district is a big issue. People want to they want to bring their kids to a good school district. They want to live in clean neighborhoods. Those are things that we've planned out. They don't just happen. If you plan something in the general plan, you're talking 10, 12 years, 15 years out. So we spend a lot of time planning those things. in the review process for a lot of the build out, the police department, the fire department, planning, building are all part of it to make sure that there may be something that as a planner they look at, they don't get, but as a law enforcement officer we would see that the stucco wall that they want to do isn't a good idea because of graffiti.
Right. I mean, I guess the other thing, with an expanding city, with a city with the ability to expand, how do you not price out the people, the teachers, the construction worker? How do you, have that good mix of different level of home values?
Well, part of that comes in by revitalizing our older neighborhoods. Everybody's got to have an entry-level home. You can't step in. Most people don't have the ability to step into a $400,000 home. But if you can get nicer homes in the 120, 130 areas where it's an older home, but the neighborhood's been revitalized, you now have entry-level housing for people, and they can live there 5 to 10 years. And then bump up to the next, which is basically what I did. I'm on my third house.
So this is a rare opportunity, open seats, 2 of them, or in the city of Clovis. Now the seat that you're vying for is to fulfill the term of Harry Armstrong, the 2-year seat.
That's correct.
How come you chose that as opposed to the full 4-year seat that was available?
It was a tactical choice. I thought that it wouldn't be the choice of other people. They figured if they're going to run for 4. I zigged when I should have zagged, quite frankly. I met with one of the other candidates and we discussed it. Vaughn Moanatua, he is a real quality individual, and I didn't want to line up in the same election and we both one of us gets bumped out. I didn't want to be selfish. I didn't want to deny the people of Clovis a good council member.
Now, you have a police background, decades as a police captain in Clovis. You served as interim chief in, I believe, Parlier and in Kingsbury. But it's interesting taking a look at the endorsements. I mean, you have a lot of current former city councilmen, Sheriff Mims, but the endorsement went elsewhere for the Clovis Police and Fire Associations. Why do you think that was?
We talked briefly about it. They didn't give me a reason, and when someone tells you they don't love you, you don't ask why. Over the years, I had to make difficult decisions, and things happen. Harry Truman once said, "If you want friends in politics, get a dog." If I'm victorious on March 8th, we'll mend the fences and move on.
All right, finally, what's your elevator pitch for the voters of Clovis? Why Drew Bessinger?
Experienced leadership. Proven experience. I'm not interested in higher office. This is it for me. I just want to continue my rise up the ladder in service to the community.
So for GVY, this is David Taub.